Van Gogh, the great artist, was asked one time how he did such beautiful work. He said, I dream my painting, and then I paint my dream.
The law of attraction. You attract according to the vibration.
For everybody who has not read The Secret, is simply your thoughts become things.
If we used our body like we used our mind, we'd probably just move our little finger.
There's a lot of you that are confusing wishing for something with manifesting, okay? They're the opposite ends of the spectrum.
The only difference between successful people and not is just how they think. Rich people think different.
The person that's broke, that's struggling, it's hard for them to admit that they are there because of the way that they think, but they are there because of the way that they think.
You need to change the way you think.
You can study all kinds of science and they'll tell you there is this invisible field of frequency and energy that exists beyond the senses that tend to connect everything physical and material. In fact, everything physical and material is connected to this field.
You can't solve the problems in your life with the same information that caused the problems in the first place. You need new information. So you need to become a new person. You become a new person by what? Adopting wisdom, transforming your mind.
Think rich, we will be rich.
Absolutely. We're already rich, just short of money.
You see, the thoughts that you think control the vibration that you're in. Vibration is nothing but an idea, and it's the thoughts that you're thinking that you impress upon your subconscious mind that control the vibration the body's in, and that dictates how you act, but it also dictates what you attract.
Okay, the quantum field is an invisible field of energy that exists beyond our senses. You can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't taste it, you can't hear it, you can't feel it. It exists beyond our experience of three-dimensional reality.
If you determine to be a studious individual and knowledgeable, you will be knowledgeable. If you determine to be rich, you will be rich. Everything is in your control. And I've said it once and I'll say it again. Broke people and successful people are both self-made, but only the rich and successful will admit it.
You need a combination of stubborn relentlessness and flexibility. And you have to know when to be which. And basically you need to be stubborn on your vision because otherwise it'll be too easy to give up. But you need to be very flexible on the details because as you go along pursuing your vision, you'll find that some of your preconceptions were wrong. And you're going to need to be able to change those things.
How much of your waking day do you put your attention on matter, on the material world? And how much of your waking day are you aware of energy and frequency? For most people, they're unaware of the quantum field. And if you're unaware of it, it doesn't exist for you.
People that are in a poverty consciousness will continue to attract lack and limitation. Have you ever wondered why some people have such an educated mind? They have degrees coming right off the end of their business card, but it doesn't show up in their results. Why? Paradigm, the law of attraction. You got to change the vibration you're in and your whole world changes.
The smartest thing the rich people ever did was convince the broke people that money doesn't make you happy. Because money is freedom. It's freedom to drive what you want, eat where you want, go where you want. So you want to say money doesn't buy happiness, well then you're saying you're happy to be a slave. Because only money is going to give you freedom.
Did you write yourself a check? I heard that you did. Is that true?
I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years. And I dated it Thanksgiving 1995. Just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million on, I think it was Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber, yeah.
Money can't make you happy. I know a lot of miserable people with money. It's not money that makes you happy. It don't. It don't make you happy, but it'll park you right in front of happy's house.
The most important thing in the world is health, because you have nothing if you're dying. Second thing is family and friends who you love. And the third is money, because it's everything else.
I recommend money. I highly recommend. Anybody that told you that money different about money is because they don't have none. But you got to quit listening to people that ain't got money tell you about money. You know, people say that money changes people. It really doesn't. But money allows you to be more of who you really are.
I think the law of attraction and manifesting are the same things.
Okay, so how do you get there?
If I build an image of myself as being prosperous, I can become prosperous. If I can build an image of something in my mind, I'm quite capable of building a physical replica of it in my world.
I'm firmly convinced if a person doesn't understand a paradigm is nothing but a multitude of habits. They're programmed into your subconscious mind to control your behavior. And until you change the program, nothing's going to change. You will never attract to you wealth, happiness, health, until you get the paradigm, get you on that frequency.
Whether I'm talking to high school kids or business executives, my message is always the same, and it goes like this. The only way it gets better for you is when you get better.
I wish I could get in shape. That just makes you feel more out of shape. I wish I could win the lottery. That just makes you feel poorer. I wish I didn't have to work for this jerk. That just makes you feel more stuck. When you wish that you were financially free, have you ever noticed that the second that you wish for something, you're also present, the fact that you're lacking money right now? And that's very different than manifesting.
So most people, they want to operate at a high vibrational frequency, attract prosperity, attract purpose, attract wealth, but their actions aren't aligned with it. So you have to act and then you'll receive. You have to do and then the outcome will produce itself.
Put the new car up on your mirror. Put the weight you want to be on the refrigerator. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand.
All you have to do is change your mindset and be like, hey, you know what? Instead of looking at the situation negatively, you may look at it positively. Well, how do I do it? I don't know. Lie to yourself until you believe it, just like you lied to yourself about the negative shit.
Think of how you can and not why you can't.
Everything that you think about, you become. You become what you think about. Thoughts lead to actions. Actions lead to behaviors. Behaviors leads to lifestyle. Lifestyle determines your destiny. So everything begins in the mind.
Is the thoughts alone won't achieve the things that you desire. But if you manifest properly, it will inspire you to take action.
You've definitely got to have a goal, and when you write it, you've already got it intellectually. Intellectual mind, the second you decide on it, you've got it. It tells you in the Bible, before you speak, I'll hear you. It's because the thought always precedes the word. The second you get emotionally involved, you've got it emotionally. So you've got it intellectually, you've got it emotionally. It's only a period of time till you got it physically.
Manifesting is real. When you figure out who you are and what you want to do, and you devote your life to it, and you manifest, most of these people end up, doing what they say they're going to do and being who they say they're going to become.
I think the difference between like rich people and poor people, successful people, not successful people, is the degree to which they attribute or give power to their circumstance.
All beliefs are based on past experiences. So you have an experience where you lose money, you have an experience where money's taken away from you, you have an experience where you don't have enough. Then the emotion that most people are living by on a moment-to-moment basis is lack. So the body is saying, I'm waiting for some external event to occur. I win the lottery, I marry the right guy, whatever it is. That you're waiting for that event to occur.
I used to say, I sure hope things will change. That seemed to be my only hope. If it isn't going to change, I'm in serious trouble. And then I discovered it isn't going to change, so I'm in serious trouble. It gets light and then what? It turns dark. 6,500 years. See, it's not likely to change. The man says, well, if it isn't going to change, how will my life ever change? Answer, when you change.
When you hope for things, when you wish for things, you are handing the power to somebody else or to outside forces. You are literally giving away your power because hoping and wishing just inherently assumes that somebody else is somehow going to come in and solve the problem. We all know that that's not happening.
So the difference between a self-made billionaire who started with nothing and someone who else started with nothing is not the resources, obviously, because they both started at zero. So what else is it? It's their resourcefulness, not the resources.
We have a tendency to act like everybody around us. And if you think about this, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Because if you study statistics, 95% of the people live their entire life and never live the way they want to live.
If we give power to circumstance, then we cast power outside of ourselves. If we give power to other people, we cast power outside of ourselves. It's controlling the control.
Manifesting, on the other hand, locates and amplifies the power inside of you to do the work to get those things, to do the work to change your life.
Let's say how to make something manifest that you want. Starting very easily again. Start with the smallest aspect. Let's just take it as the world of thoughts.
We're going to use manifestation to train your mind, body, and spirit to be able to do the work.
How can you start expressing what you feel deep inside of yourself in such a way that the world of forms start to mirror it. I don't think there is a magic formula for this. What I know is that 100% hard work helps.
We talk about this concept of faith. People are like, you just need to believe. You need to believe that you can. Faith, without your ability to manifest it in a three-dimensional world through action, is dead. You have to create them through action. You need to materialize them with energy.
If you can see it and believe it, it is a lot easier to achieve it. Because so many times, people who do that process live in the space of wanting and resisting it instead of writing it, visualizing it, seeing it for yourself, and then letting it go, but moving in the direction of working toward it. So nothing happens at first. It's over the process of the time and the effort and the energy that you put into a thing that the energy comes out.
When you have the vision and you're able to manifest, but then you also put the work in, magic happens, man. Magic, that's where the magic is, but a lot of people never get there. Unfortunately, a lot of people, we're blessed that we can dream.
We're going to rehearse what you need to do in your mind and your body and your spirit so that when it comes time to do it, you feel like you've actually already done it, which removes your nerves. It's so cool.
You need to know where you want to go, and then you have to commit to that. If you don't commit to a goal, you're going to be like a ship without a rudder, just spinning in circles, directionless.
You're the captain. Don't give control of this to nobody, especially the devil.
Most people feel purposeless because they don't have a goal. And once they told themselves, I have a goal, like, hey, you know what? I'm going to start this business, or you know what? I'm going to do this thing that I said I was going to do. They have no ability to commit. And what happens when you stop committing to something? You become a liar. What happens if I lied to you every single day? Are you going to trust me?
Definitely not.
So why would you be confident in yourself if you're always lying to yourself? Of course you're not going to trust your ability to accomplish your goal because you know that you're going to lie. Anything to me that is commercially available for the ants and the NPCs and people whose intentions I don't align with or whose worldviews I know are corrupted by evil, I'm not going to listen to them.
Do not let Satan come in here and function and operate, because he has one mission: to keep you off course, to make you not think it's possible, to make you think that God don't hear you. His job is only to destroy you, to make sure that you don't become what God intended for you to become. That's the mission of the devil.
Music, what you watch, what you eat, who you hang out with, it's all feeding. It's all feeds. You feed into your ears, you feed into your eyes, you feed into your mouth. So if you fast from certain foods because you know that they're not good for you, why wouldn't you fast from certain music? Why wouldn't you fast from certain things that you are supposed to see? You should fast in all areas of life. It's called discipline. It's called self-regulation. It's what gives you control. It's what gives you power.
95% of the population are reacting to life. They're not really living at all. A person's successful if they know where they are and they know where they're going, and they're progressively moving in that direction. He said that success was the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Anyone that has a goal and they're moving towards it, they're successful.
Right. Your brain can't distinguish between real experiences that you've lived and the detailed experiences that you have imagined and felt through manifesting. And as you're seeing yourself doing all the work, I want you to feel this sense of pride and excitement.
The key to visualization is, number one, it has to be very vivid. It has to be rehearsed many, many times. And the reason it works is because the brain cannot distinguish between something that's really vividly visualized and something that's real.
Spending your time to already manifest it in the mind as good as you can, meaning make it feelable. Make your thought already start to go into the area of you can feel it.
Most people tell you what they do. They just think that's what I want, and then they let it go. That's what I want, and then they let it go. Don't let it go. Keep thinking of it. Keep getting emotionally involved. And you know what you're doing? You're planting that beautiful idea here in the garden of your mind. And that's when it turns into a desire. You're on a frequency. Stay on that frequency. You'll attract everything that's on it. How do you think I got here? How do you think I've got to the point I'm at?
So by the time Michael steps up on the block to swim a race in a World Championships or Olympic Games, he's swum that race hundreds of times in his mind before he gets up there. So then when he gets up, all he has to do is shut everything down and it goes on autopilot. His body automatically knows what to do. The brain just switches into what he's visualized. And that's what's really powerful about visualization.
They found that there was a frequency that made people vibrate 400 times more powerful than the vibrational frequency of love. Authenticity is the key to everything. And if you can do things authentically, you win the game. So like, are you being a liar? Well, you know when you're supposed to go and you don't go. You know when you're supposed to sit down and read that article or that book or listen to that thing and you don't do it, and you know you're supposed to. You're not being authentic with yourself because you want something, but your actions say something else. And your mindset and your actions need to be aligned.
Body is a molecular structure. This is a massive energy and a very high speed of vibration. If you looked at your body through a microscope, you'd see that energy dancing right before your eyes. You move into your body and you will move up. And it's how you use your mind that's going to dictate the vibration you're in.
I think there's two barriers. One is our conditioning, the conditioning that takes place in our subconscious mind from the time we're infants. All we can do is act and talk like the people around us. That's why we learn the language we learned. If there was 10 languages spoken in our home, we'd learn 10 languages without any trouble.
A lot of people are limited by either the skills, the beliefs, or the traits they have, right? And so the skill deficiency is the easiest one to fix.
Learn, and we grow older and we think, oh, I couldn't learn another language. We could learn 100 if we wanted to. You can do anything. But I think we're conditioned. We have a real strong conditioning, usually with not some very good ideas.
They should study every day. Study. They should have a mentor, someone that has already accomplished what they dream about. They might not even know the person. They could get introduced to them and ask them.
Go do repetitions in a community of people who are also doing repetitions to learn the same skill, and you will learn it quickly.
What are half a dozen things I should do every day? Yeah. Ask them. They know. Most people are getting advice from people that don't know any more than themselves.
Yeah. Then you have traits and beliefs, which is a little bit more amorphous, right? From a beliefs perspective, you need someone to tell you stories that you believe to be true that conflict with your view of reality.
I changed my paradigm through the repetition of listening to records.
Why do some people do so well in life, while so many more do not? Attitude. It is our attitude toward life which will determine life's attitude toward us.
The evidence of their story being truer than yours, then it's like a frame control. That frame now wins, and that becomes the new lens that you see everything through.
Study. Great word. If you wish to be successful, study success. If you wish to be happy, study happiness. If you wish to be wealthy, study wealth. Don't leave it to chance. There isn't anything an idea can't change. And 𝐓𝐡𝐢𝐧𝐤 taught me the major problem is lack of an idea. At first I didn't have any money. I said to Mr. 𝐓𝐡𝐢𝐧𝐤, I don't have any money. He said, that's not a problem. Now see, up until then I always thought it was. Right? I was confused. No, the problem is lack of an idea on how to create money and wealth. It isn't lack of money, it's lack of ideas. So if you get the ideas, so you can change anything. Now to get ideas, you need a constant study of finding out. Make it a study. Some people just go through the day with their fingers crossed. See, that won't do it. You've got to study the things that can change your economic, social, spiritual, personal life. Now, 𝐓𝐡𝐢𝐧𝐤 also said, when you find out something that works, put the information in your journal. Don't use your head for a filing cabinet. Put it in your journal so that you can do the next best thing. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Go over it. And if you repeat it, go over it, sure enough, someday, some mysterious day, the idea takes root, starts to grow, and shows up in your bank account, and your dress, and your personality, and your lifestyle.
So you need to establish a goal. And then realize that for 99% of the journey, from port A to port B, you're not going to see the destination. For 99% of the journey, you just have to trail the journey. But you know that you have a definite set purpose and an objective.
You want to know something? 97% of the population are being controlled by their paradigm. They're not living the way they want to live. They're not earning what they're capable of earning. They don't take the trips they want to take. You see, the trick is, if you don't take control of your paradigm, it's going to take control of you.
Ask, believe, receive. So many people overlook this very simple quality. You don't have to figure it out. That's what freezes people. When you're trying to figure out your life all the way to the end, when you can't figure it out, it freezes you from trying it because you go, oh, well, I can't figure that out. Oh, I can't go over there because I don't know how. You don't have to know how. You have to ask, believe, and receive.
And you need new information in order to behave differently. So authenticity is the name of the game. As much as it feels like it's a vulnerability factor, once you treat yourself with grace, like we were talking about in the beginning, now you enter a situation where you don't care. Because you know you're just learning and figuring it out.
You don't even want to come the way I went. If you knew the path I took to get here, you would not take it. If I'd have knew the path I was going to have to take to get here, I would have changed my destiny a long time ago. Because there's no way I would have wanted to have gone through what I went through to get to where I am today. That's why God don't reveal it to you. He shows you what it could look like, but he don't show you the route. Because if he showed you the route, you'll turn around.
Because the gap between where you are and where you want to go, it seems insurmountable. And so what happens based on the research is when you only visualize the end game, Lewis, it's demotivating. At first, it's really fun to like have a bottle of wine and make your like collage. I'm gonna visualize, I'm gonna slap this up. There's my vision board, this is fabulous. Law of attraction, baby, come on. I'm gonna think about it, it's gonna come to me. Okay, I've been doing this for 2 days. I'm still in this apartment with the cat box that needs to be changed. The way to visualize properly is to visualize the bridge between where you are and where you need to go.
The bridge.
Yes, and particularly the horrible stuff.
Everybody would quit. If you knew what you had to go through to get to where he had for you to go, you would all quit. I would quit too. It's no way I would have had a stuttering problem. It's no way I would have lived in a car for 3 years. It's no way if I'd have knew that when I quit my job to do comedy, what was gonna happen to me, I would have never quit my job. But he don't show you that. He just lets you have the dream. And if you're bold enough to chase the dream, he'll get you through the journey. You just can't quit in the middle of the journey.
The shaman said, build the ditches, dig the ditches for the rain. And they said, there is no rain. Dig the ditches and the rain will come. Now you non-believers may say, oh, that's nonsense. Well, believe what you want. That's the rational mind. I don't think the rational mind is working too well at the moment. It's the irrational mind, the subconscious. All my life, when I was a little boy, I dreamed of where I am now. I may have had a vision, I don't know. Didn't have much hope, but everything happened for me. And now I believe. Whatever you want to do, believe it, believe it, believe it, even if you don't believe. Play the game of belief. Act as if you believe. That is power.
You have to feel yourself. See, everybody goes, well, you got to visualize being a success. Yes, I think that's important, is to visualize being a success, but you have to feel it emotionally too. I know you think I'm crazy, but it's the joke in life. I'm telling you, it's the joke in life. You can't go to places physically until you go there emotionally and in your mind first.
While you're holding that still, mentally have the idea it's moving back and forth. Mentally have the idea that it's moving. Okay? Don't worry, it'll start moving, and it'll start moving wider and wider. See, it's already doing that. Just change the idea in your mind that instead of swinging it like that, it's going to start swinging like this in a different direction. Now, mentally have the idea that it's going to start making circles. There you are, see? Circles. Now bigger and bigger circles. Your expectancy determines outcome. And as long as you're not attached to the outcome will be guaranteed.
Okay.
Whenever we fulfill a desire, whatever that desire is, certain things happen. Number one, we expect a certain outcome.
Oh, it just
there
switched.
You are.
It
see?
just did it.
See? And this is living proof that every cell in your body is eavesdropping on your internal dialogue.
We become what we think about most of the time, and that's the strangest secret. This is why thinking is so vital. This is why a goal is so important, because we will become that. This is why people who set goals achieve them.
Anything you say with the words I am, your subconscious will then take that as a command.
Yeah, I believe in manifestation. I believe in putting a rocket of desire out into the universe. Get it when you believe it. You get it when you believe you have it, and that's the key. They sit around going, when's it going to come, when's it going to come, when's it going to come, when's it going to come? And that's the wrong way. You have to go, it's here, it's here, it's here.